What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Burning Hammer Podcast. I'm Mark Izzo. This is Dillon O'Brien. Together, we form the Burning Hammer Podcast, the must-see pro wrestling podcast in all of the podcast land. Now,
what is the podcast land, Mark? Who lives there?
Who lives there? Joe Rogan.
Is Joe Rogan the mayor of podcast land?
Feels like it.
It feels like it. Did I elect him?
No.
I didn't elect him. Is podcast land a democracy?
I don't even.
Sure don't feel like it.
It doesn't. You know, this is our petition. This is our time.
I'm the mayor of podcast land.
Dillon for mayor of podcast land. Hashtag drop it in the comments below. Let's get it trending. Down with Joe Rogan. Down with Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, you've never experienced the Burning Hammer Podcast in the way that you are going to experience it. You see, you may have hardly any neck, but I will break whatever neck you have when I hit you with the most deadliest move in all of combat sports, the Burning Hammer.
Joe Rogan, I need you to listen, and I need you to listen good. The Burning Hammer is suspended in every promotion for one reason. It's the most deadliest move there ever was, and there ever will be.
It's the most deadliest move of all the most of time. And even all of time has never found a more deadly move than the Burning Hammer. And do you know what happens? You die to death. You get killed to death by the Burning Hammer.
You're done, bud. And then...
What do you think about that, bitch?
Yeah. And then, who's going to reign supreme in the podcast land?
The Burning Hammer boys.
That's right. Time to transition. Because there was another big debut. We talked about returns last week. This week, we're talking about debuts.
I mean, what a debut. Essentially, I'd argue this is one of the biggest debuts of the last decade. I think it's inarguable that this is one of the biggest debuts of the last decade.
One of the most shocking debuts.
That's for sure, as well.
And
very shocking.
You know, I'm gonna have to get this over with to kick off the pod. I'm gonna owe everyone an apology who saw the tweet on X, because last week, a few days ago, probably on Monday, I tweeted that Edge is not going to AEW, and then later that week at Wrestle Dream, Edge went to AEW.
That's right, Mark. The Rated R Superstar Border is all elite. The Rated R Superstar Adam Copeland is all elite. That's going to take some getting used to.
It's right there.
There he is.
I mean, by God. It
was pretty crazy. It's something that, like, literally until I actually saw him, I was like, I didn't think it was going to happen. And not because of... I just didn't think WWE would, like, let him go. Like, not in a way that they're like, you're not allowed, like, we'll do, like, I just figured they'd be like, yeah, we'll do anything to keep you because you're such, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that apparently wasn't the case, which is, you know what? It seems like that might be the greatest thing for Edge's career, because we're about to get a ton of amazing matches that we've never seen before with the Rated R Superstar, Adam Copeland.
Dude, it was bizarre. I was like half asleep, and then Dillon texted me and was just like, Edge! And I was just like, huh, what? And then I just like went on Twitter. I could barely see anything. And then I just saw Edge was in AEW, and I literally thought I was dreaming. And then I just went back to sleep, and I woke up, and then I saw everything, and I saw Edge in AEW, and I was just like, oh my God.
Dude. Yeah.
It's surreal. It's so trippy.
Dude,
it's the trippiest thing.
So Dynamite was last night.
Yeah.
So we had Edge's First appearance on Dynamite, first time talking in front of an AEW crowd. And his official, we'll get to it. But like you were saying, it was just trippy, dude. It felt like a fever day. Like,
it's
like literally last night. I mean, this is the perfect example. Like, we had Edge, Adam Copeland, standing in the ring, in an AEW ring, across from Christian Cage, holding the TNT Championship. Like, literally, no words were being said. It was just them two standing across from each other. And it might have been one of the loudest holy shit chants I've ever heard. And it's crazy because it's like, it was essentially one of... Bro, I've never heard such a holy shit, like, a more deserving holy shit chant that was, like, nothing to do with a move or anything. Like, this was truly just a moment where it's like Edge and Christian face to face in an AEW ring. What the fuck is going on? Like, holy shit.
This
is insane.
It's
like,
something we talked about.
The Christian Cage shirt, of course, being worn today.
I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast, but like me and Dillon were talking about it before a couple of months ago about like Edge's retirement match, and we were just like, dude, it's got to be like Edge versus Christian. We always thought Christian would be coming to WWE. We never in our wildest dreams thought Edge would be going to AEW for this run.
But honestly, yeah, I mean, it really is probably better off because of how electric this Christian run is in AEW.
Think about the matches.
Think
about the matches we can get.
And also it's like you weren't getting this Christian in WWE.
Yeah.
This might be the best version of Christian we've ever seen. Dude, Christian is arguably him and Dominic Mysterio are the best heels on the planet, and Christian I think has probably up Dominic Mysterio at this point.
I think they're easily 1-2.
Yeah,
you can flip a coin.
Yeah. They each have their weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. The trippiest thing for me was
Dom does have some heat with gaining that NXT North American title back right away. That's for a different discussion.
But dude, the trippiest thing was just like there was a backstage segment with Jericho and Kenny Omega, and then they were just like, talking about how they're gonna take down the Don Callis family because they were teaming up.
What a fun tag team, by the way. I kind of love it.
Edge just walks in.
Yeah,
it's just like, dude, Edge is cutting a backstage segment with Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. Like, that was like for me, that was just like the holy shit. Like, what is happening right now?
Yeah, like, what am I even watching?
And so Edge talked to Sports Illustrated, which we'll get into this stuff now. So basically, and he made a post on Instagram. And so basically, from that post, he said that WWE just didn't really have anything for him to do, and he wanted to essentially become like a full-time wrestler, and they just like didn't have anything for him, which is crazy. Yeah, I don't know how you don't make Edge a focal point on either of your shows.
Yeah, like I know you got, you're trying to kind of branch into this new era, it seems, especially with this like Triple H taking over booking, and he's kind of had it in his control for like a full year now, but to not have something for Edge, especially after he was forced to retire for a decade, it's pretty crazy. But who knows? Maybe but like it could be the best thing. You know what I mean? Like
I think it will be because it's like obviously he's going to get to wrestle as much as he wants, and I think that's the biggest thing. And he also talked about how everyone who we talked to after his debut, everyone was just like super happy for him. Like there was like no one in WWE was like pissed off about it. Like he said he talked to like a bunch of different people from like higher ups to talent to like everyone in between. Mm-hmm. Everyone was just like super happy for Edge, which just goes to show like how much he's beloved in the wrestling community and how much he's respected. And I mean, you could see it like his debut. It reminded me of when he came back at the Rumble, and like he had that like look on his face, and he talked about it in the after the press conference after Wrestle Dream, how he shot that vignette with Darby Allin in Seattle on like the Friday before, and how he was just like holding this cameraman out of the back of this truck, and he was just like, dude, this is like crazy. And he said it reminded him of like being on the indies and stuff. And talking to Sports Illustrated, he called out Kazuchika Okada, and he called out Will Ospreay as people he would like to wrestle.
Dude.
I mean, Good God, give me
Okada
versus Edge. Talk about a fever dream
at the Tokyo Dome.
Holy shit! Like that is something we would just like fantasy book. Like literally, it's insane. And
it's truly crazy. And I need myself a Rated R Superstar AEW shirt.
I know. And so basically,
and he's the Rated R Superstar still. Dude.
So the reported story with that is that WWE gave up on that trademark in 2020, so they just dropped it. So obviously they can't call him Edge, which it's gonna take time to get used to calling him the Rated R Superstar Adam Copeland. But they did get Metalingus.
Yeah, which is awesome. And Edge said that was super important to him. He said that song, he wants to make sure that goes wherever he goes. And I mean, and honestly, I did figure if he was going to go somewhere, I did figure he was going with. I figured it was because I did know that WWE didn't own that song.
Yeah.
I figured like maybe there was a chance it didn't, but yeah, I mean, obviously makes it 10 times better. Need Metalingus.
And you got Beth Phoenix.
You think you know him?
Yeah. Saying that the intro part. And I mean, dude, my God. Edge is all elite. And it looks like we're going to start us off with a Christian Cage and Ed feud.
Yeah. And so let's go back to his debut a little bit. We'll run through it quickly. So we had Edge versus Christian Cage, the TNT champion, versus Darby Allin in the main event of Wrestle Dream. So that was the first thing that I was like, I will say, I know I said until the moment he debuted, but once I saw that Christian Cage and Darby Allin were main eventing, I was like, dude.
Well, dude, I didn't even think anything of it just because it's Darby's hometown.
No, I knew that too, but I was also like, dude, I don't know.
I was kind of shocked that was the main event, but I was just like, it's Darby's hometown. They did it before when it was in Seattle. So, like, I personally didn't think anything of it. I also didn't watch Wrestle Dream.
Yeah, neither did I.
I mean,
I just was like, I didn't have the money to buy it, but I was like staying up to date on Twitter constantly throughout.
And there are reports that AEW is going to be going on Max.
Yeah, I know. So
please, for the love
of
God,
dude, I cannot pay fucking $50 a month for pay-per-views, dude. It's terrible.
It's whack. It's awful.
So whack, dude.
And especially they had what?
Yeah, dude.
How much?
Think about the little guys, man. Come on, Tony.
Small fish, dude.
Especially when you're gonna have pay-per-views every 2 weeks. It feels like.
Yeah. What did they have? 3, probably in 5 weeks, maybe, if that, maybe even shorter. But yeah. So we got Yeah. So what were you saying with the main event for Wrestle Dream?
So we had Christian Cage versus Darby Allin was the main event, and that was once I saw that was the main event. That was when I first thought that's a little interesting. You know what I mean? But then of course we had Nick Wayne turn on Darby Allin and join Christian Cage. And Nick Wayne's father, who is dead, would be proud of him for joining Christian Cage.
I'm interested to see how they're going to do that. What is going to be Nick Wayne's reasoning? Just because Christian Cage has continued to take shots at his dad, which I don't know, dude. The one line was so fucking.
Didn't
funny.
He say that? What I just said? He was like, Nick Wayne's father, who is dead, would be very proud,
dude. He was just like, Nick Wayne, you have a dad and he's dead.
No, I know. I'm saying, I'm pretty sure I saw a clip of after Nick Wayne turned on Darby.
Oh, nice.
And they and Christian was like, Nick Wayne's father, who is dead, would be proud. I was like, yo.
No, dude, that was funny. And so it also would all right, so yeah, you keep going.
All right, so Nick Wayne turns on Darby Allin, and Christian Cage retains his title, and then Nick Wayne, Luchasaurus, and Christian Cage are attacking Darby Allin, and then Sting comes out. They're attacking Sting, and Sting is about to get hit with a concerto, and that is when the vignette pops up on the screen, and then we get it. A little bit of a change by just one word. We hear, you think you know him. And then, on this day, I see clearly, everything has come to life. And on a broken dreams, and I leave the world behind. Dude, I kind of hit that one.
Dude,
That
I'll
second
tell you
one
what,
was
you
pretty
hit that.
Dude,
You hit that.
That second one was crazy.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
Dude, drop a comment for that.
Holy
Don't even
shit.
lie. Dillon hit that.
I was not
Dillon hit
just
that
that
note.
second one. I hit the like, dude, did not know I had that in me. I knew I was decent. Did not know I had that in me. Wow, that was awesome. Glad that was on camera.
For sure.
Glad we got high quality.
We're going to clip that. You can send that for auditions.
That was, I'm proud. All right, Jericho, you need some backup guys for Fozzy. Let me know. Anyway, so we had the Rated R superstar, Adam Copeland, in an AEW ring, gets into the ring, stares at his longtime tag team partner and best friend, Christian Cage, and takes the chair from his hand and appears that he is going to be the one to hit a concerto on Sting.
Potentially kill the man.
So, which I will say, obviously I'm very happy that he didn't do it.
Yeah.
But it would have been pretty insane if he just did it and then just walked out with them.
Yeah, but I mean, the problem with that is like the same problem with we were talking about last week with Cargill, where like he's gonna get cheered regardless.
Oh yeah.
But
No,
it would have been
totally.
cool.
No, it would have been
Would
crazy.
have been cool.
Anyway, so I'm not like upset that that didn't happen by any means. So, but Edge turns and ends up hitting Nick Wayne with the chair, and then hits Luchasaurus. Christian Cage rolls out of the ring, and then Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus are the victims of the first ever Adam Copeland spears in AEW. And Nick Wayne, Luchasaurus, and Christian Cage walk away as Edge and Sting shake hands and stare down the opponents. And then we move to last night on Dynamite. Of course, we had that little backstage segment. And then we go the debut of, not in ring, but in front of the AEW fans, like speaking in front of the AEW fans, of Adam Copeland, the Rated R superstar. So he goes out there and he gives a great promo, an amazing dude. He's
good.
He's so good.
He's just good, man.
So fucking
He's
good.
just good.
And it's also hilarious that he's just like, dude, he's just a giant wrestling fan. Like he's a
wrestling geek, man.
yeah. Like he's just such like a mark like us, and it's so awesome. And it's so awesome when wrestlers are. But you see, he said he was talking to his daughters, and he was wondering what he should do. And he said retirement was a real option for him. And he said his daughter said, you should go have fun with Uncle Jay.
Yeah.
Uncle Jay being Christian Cage, Jay, his real name. And wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't think he would say that if that wasn't true.
Yeah.
So that feels like pretty genuine.
He also talked about to I think it was Sports Illustrated, or it may have been after the Wrestle Dream in the press conference, but he talked about when he was wrestling Edge, like in the middle of this match, he was just like talking about how he was literally contemplating retiring in the middle of the Sheamus match. So it's just like it's really crazy to see just like how close he was to like actually retiring.
Seriously. So then we have so what's his face? Adam Copeland talks about some different dream matches that, different opponents that he's never faced before. But then he calls out Christian Cage to come to the ring so they can talk, because he says, he calls him out and he says he wants to finish his career the way it started so they can put it in stone and have no doubts that they are one of, if not the greatest tag team of all time, Edge and Christian. Which I was thinking this, if they do team in AEW, which I really hope they do eventually, and they're definitely
will.
Yeah, they will.
I think that will be their last run.
Yeah, probably.
Once like they're both are ready to retire.
Yeah,
they'll.
Well, especially after Edge just teased it, which is like, dude, and the way he was talking about it, dude. What? Give me another Edge and Christian run. I mean,
dude, and he
so
said
bad.
it too. Edge and Christian versus FTR versus Young Bucks.
Oh my god, dude! Versus the Hardys one more time.
Dream matches.
Yeah,
literally dream matches.
So truly, and they could both still go, man. Like,
I will say they both can go.
Like obviously they're not quite as quick as they used to be, but they're no slouches. Like,
well, and they both can go as singles competitors, so you put them in like a tag team.
I'm sure they could work
more
great.
Than fine.
Of course, with that chemistry that they've known each other for so long, but whatever. Of course. So Edge has that. He wants to finish his career tagging with Christian Cage, longtime best friend and tag team partner. Christian Cage opens his arms, gives Adam Copeland a giant hug, and then reaches the mic up to his mouth and says on live television, "Go fuck yourself," and walks out. Wow.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
you talk about a heel.
When we talk about Dominic Mysterio and Christian Cage constantly battling for that top spot, that put Christian Cage right on the over. Dropped an F-bomb on live TV.
And we talked about it. We've been talking about it.
Go fuck yourself, he says.
We've been talking about it for like months about how Dominic and Cage are like the number 1 and 2. Like, this isn't nothing new. We've been aware of this.
And I have to say this. Like,
say it, dude.
As a super long time Christian Cage super fan and supporter, like I literally my friend Joe got me a cameo from Christian Cage for my birthday one year.
Shout out Joe.
I'm wearing a Christian Cage TNA shirt that my man Mark got me. I have a Christian Cage AEW shirt.
Shout out Mark.
I have a Christian WWE shirt. One of my favorites of all time. And I've had all this stuff before this AEW heel run started. Literally, and it's just, dude, I'm so happy for Christian that he's getting this solo run, because he has had great solo runs in the past. But, like, with this run, he is cementing why he is one of the most underrated and potentially one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, man. Like,
yeah.
He is truly one of so underrated and underappreciated. And I think that him being in a tag team with Edge for so long was a blessing and a curse, because I think Edge got that shot and like flourished so well in that super heel role that they didn't even like consider what Christian could also do singles wise.
Yeah.
And I mean, trust me, I've been a long time Christian fan. He's had incredible runs in TNA with the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, and his first run in TNA was amazing. That was definitely his best singles run before right now, potentially. Because, dude, this heel run is amazing. He is top tier, and I'm so happy that we get this version of Christian versus Edge, because this is the version of Christian that this is the version of Christian that we deserve to get against Edge.
Yeah.
Because WWE never, no matter how, whatever they did, gave him a world championship run. Even when they did it, they made Edge help him get it, and they only gave it to him because Edge retired.
Yeah.
Like, WWE never, ever build them or put them, like, on equal levels after Edge went on that great solo run and became a WWE champion and whatnot. And here it really feels like, you know what I mean? They're finally on that, like, this is two huge stars that have teamed together. You know what I mean?
They're being viewed as on the same level now.
On the same level now, and it's so awesome. And it's not that like because we've always known how amazing Christian was, and I'm sure a ton of you have. We're saying from just booking side, it's so great to finally see this, and I'm so excited to like see the way this turns out, man. This is.
What do you think, Edge versus Christian at Full Gear?
I guess so. That's my one thing though, is I'm like,
or you think they're gonna wait on the feud?
I feel like they might play it out a little bit. I feel like they might drag it out a little bit, because I feel like it
Edge
might
versus
be
Nick Wayne.
I think they're gonna do like Edge versus Luchasaurus and Edge versus Nick Wayne. Like I think we're gonna.
I think we'll get Edge and Sting versus Christian and Luchasaurus, or Christian and Nick Wayne at Full Gear. I think a tag team.
Or I could see Edge and or a 6-man. Yeah. Edge, Darby, Sting.
Yeah, that could also be true.
or just even Edge and Darby versus Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne with
Yeah.
Sting and Christian Cage at ringside.
Yeah.
Because I could totally see a thing where Christian Cage is like refusing to fight him.
I think that's probably how it's going to go.
Yeah.
Especially what we saw last night. Like, usually when you see heels like that, they will attack somebody, but he just didn't really attack him.
He's like, yeah.
He just seems like he wants nothing to do with Edge.
And can we talk about that press conference after Wrestle Dream where he's like, the Christian Cage, again, like cementing everything he does is just adds to everything he does right now is gold. Like he is, like that press conference, some of the questions. Brian Alvarez, can you tell me the first time you saw Nick Wayne wrestle? I've never seen Nick Wayne wrestle. I don't need to see Nick. He was like, I don't need to see Nick Wayne wrestle. He's a smart boy because he joined me. Because he was like, he's a smart boy. He's got a lot of potential, especially now that he's joined my side.
Dude,
he was like, and then he was like, have you wrestled before? I did. He was like, I did a little bit back in the day. You were probably bad. What did he say? You probably were. He was like, you were probably awful.
Yeah,
or something.
Dude, the best. And like even before,
and the thing where he was like, an old friend of yours showed up tonight. What'd you think about that? I said this last week. I only have one friend that is Luchasaurus.
Yeah, no, and that was hilarious at that press conference too, when he was just like, I think someone asked him about Edge before, and he was just like, I only have one friend. That's Luchasaurus. Like that is so funny, dude. He's so good. I mean, dude, you put a man in a turtleneck.
I'll never get over wrestling in the sleeveless turtleneck, dude. It's the greatest thing.
It's so absurd, and it's so awesome.
It's the greatest shit
Especially just because, like,
the first time I saw it, I was in tears, bro.
I was
laughing so fucking hard.
And, well, like, even the first time you wore a turtleneck, I was just like, I was dying. And then you wrestled in the
sleeveless turtleneck is unreal, dude. Like,
ridiculous.
Every time he comes out in it, it's like seeing it for the first time again. It's the funniest. It's one of the greatest, like, heel, like stupid little heel moves that is added to his character. It's probably like one of my like favorite little like heel things that like of recent memory is like wrestling in the sleeveless
especially just because like he's just ripped.
Yeah,
under the turtleneck, he's in great shape, but it's just
he's
funny.
Arguably like he might be like maybe not the leanest, but he might be like the biggest he's ever been.
He may be the most toned.
That's what I'm like. He might be like he's arguably like the strongest he's ever been.
Him and Edge are just like
they
you
both
talk
look
about
awesome, dude.
Probably the best shapes of their lives. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm just so excited for all the dream matches. I never thought Adam Copeland versus Kenny Omega is something we could get. Think about Adam Copeland versus MJF versus Adam Cole. Like, there's so many good matches that we're going to get.
It's insane, man.
And it seems like we're going to get him every week. So I'm super excited. Man, I'm just happy for Edge. Like, that's like the thing is just like he's someone you root for. Everyone loves him. The community loves him. All of his work peers love him. Everyone speaks so highly of him. So at the end of the day, I think we're just like mostly happy for Edge that he just like he found another spark for wrestling and he gets to do this every single week. So shout out Adam Copeland for getting to continue his dream.
Seriously, man.
And let us know in the comments, what are some dream matches? Who do you think Edge should feud with first? Let us know if there's anyone in New Japan or anyone in any other company that you would like to see him wrestle. Personally, give me Adam Copeland versus Matt Cardona.
Yeah, Adam
that
Copeland
would be
versus
sick.
Matt Cardona.
Preferably MLW, so we can go watch it at the ECW arena.
Adam Copeland versus Matt Cardona. Obviously, we're gonna get Copeland versus Omega. Copeland versus Will Ospreay.
Dude,
I mean Copeland versus Darby Allin.
Tanahashi. Like, I want to see him wrestle some New Japan legends, dude.
You know, Young Bucks. Seeing him, Hangman Page will be John Moxley.
All right, so that's going to wrap up the episode.
Yeah.
Make sure to follow us on our social media. The best way to stay up to date with our initial immediate reaction, like Edge debuting in AEW, is to follow us on X. I guess it is technically now. You can follow us there at The Burnt Hammer. You can follow us on everything else at The Burning Hammer. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Click that bell so you get notified when we release new episodes of the podcast. You can listen to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcast, or you can watch it on YouTube if you want to see our beautiful faces. You want to see our wrestling t-shirts. Dylan's got on Christian Cage. I got on a Jacob Fatu t-shirt. So we definitely bring the heat with our wrestling t-shirts. With that being said, that's going to wrap up this episode of the Burning Hammer Podcast. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.